Hello, Tim Taylor here with this month's T3 video technology tips with Tim. I've got four resources I want to show you today. So I want to give you a quick overview of them just to make sure the video doesn't last too long. So let's go ahead and hop right into them here. The first one I want to talk about is we've heard an awful lot of feedback from our math teachers when it comes down to trying to use Google Docs and the big issue of having a good quality equation editor. Well, they just released this new extension, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I'm saying Equatio or Quidio. It's Equatio. Of course, dealing with, I guess, close to equation is what we're looking at right there. I will share some articles with you when I send out who the winner is for this month. So you'll see a little link to an article and also how you can download this because it is an extension that you put into Chrome. But it's pretty neat. The feedback I've gotten from the teachers, math teachers I've shared it with, has been very, very positive. But I mean, I already have the thing open right here, but here's the little icon in the upper right-hand corner that will appear when you download the extension. And you basically can click on that, or you can do Control Shift E. And notice I'm just in a math document here, but as soon as you have that, you open it up. And this is the toolbar that you'll see. So you input your math equation here, and it'll appear over here on the right. But you can use an equation editor, okay, where you can just put it in using type in there. And again, I'm not going to go in depth into it. I'm just going to give you a quick overview. You have your latex editor. You can also then do handwriting recognition. For example, I just do 5 plus 3, and notice on the right-hand side, it's picking it up pretty well over here just by doing handwriting with my mouse. And the other thing that's pretty neat is the speech input, where actually I'm right here, and I can just click here to record, and I can go ahead and say the equation. I've tried a couple of them there to work pretty well. I don't want to do it right now because I'm afraid it might interfere with my microphone for recording this video. But once you have it, the equation here, wherever your cursor is up here, you basically just go ahead and insert math, and whatever formula or equation you have over here, we'll insert it right up here. So neat little extension. Again, the feedback I've heard so far has been very positive. So any math teachers, please take a look and check it out. And like I said, I'll share a nice little article about it as well with you. So switching to math to English, Quill just put out a nice little website that gives free tools and resources when it comes down to grammar editing tools. The account is free. There is a premium version you can buy. The way I set mine up was via my Google account. The four basic, right now what I've done is I've actually selected the tools. And first one's called Quill Connect. And what this tool does, it does help your students advance from fragmented and run-on sentences to complex and well-structured sentences with Quill Connect. Again, I don't have time to really go through them all here. But again, I tried a couple of them there earlier, and it's a pretty neat interface that the kids have to type in sentences, etc. And it gives them instant feedback whenever they do give them problems. There's also a nice little diagnostic tool that's free, 22 questions that covers vital sentence structure, construction skills, and actually generates a nice little learning plan. And the way I looked at it, it looks like that's this. You can get this as part of the basic and free one. There's also a proofreader tool that you can use. Basically, you can type, put in text there, and it will proofread the document. And then there's also Quill Grammar that has over 150 sentence writing activities. And what's nice is that it also works with Google Classroom, because for example, what you do is you actually set up classes, and you can give it a class name, and what it does, it generates a code, but you can import all your classes direct from Google Classroom if you use it. And so a pretty neat tool. There is a premium one, but again, there's a lot of great activities for the free version. So check out Quill. It's a pretty neat site. The other thing that Google just came out with, they're doing an awful lot when it comes to artificial intelligence, and things are getting smarter and smarter. You kind of saw there that extension when it comes down to voice recognition for the equation editor. Another they just released here is AutoDraw, and I wouldn't be surprised if you can see this being integrated into Google Drawings, or at least I hope that will happen. But basically, it's just autodraw.com. And before I start showing you this, let's go ahead and use that draw is our secret word here for the door prize this month. So again, draw is the secret word. But basically, you have just basically it's a drawing website. You can just draw things. You can select colors, etc. So just got your basic drawing template. You can type, you have fill, you can do shapes, etc. But where it's a little different here and adds a new function, this auto draw. And that's the reason I think that I hope to see this in Google Drawing soon. But if I do auto draw, let's say I draw a circle here. And as soon as I do that, it comes up here and says, okay, what do you mean? So if I was like trying to draw, a specific item, this kind of gives me an idea of what, instead of me having to draw the whole thing out, it says, well, maybe I'm trying to draw the face of a clock. So if I click on that, and it changes it directly to that. So it has this intelligence where if I'm starting to do some various things, and let me pick here, and I just do a scribble, and it'll say, okay, well, maybe he means this. And if I click on that, it kind of cleans it up. Maybe I'm trying to do a lightning bolt. Maybe they'll recognize that I did a pretty good job. Boom, I click it, it turns into a lightning bolt. So it identifies my scribbling, and as much artistic talent I have when it comes to drawing, this comes in pretty handy. And then what you can do is, if you have option to drop down here, you can actually download this as one image. And you can also, when it comes to selecting objects, you can right click and copy the image. And I believe it gets the entire thing, so you might have to do a little bit of tweaking there, editing when it comes down to it, to your finished object there. But again, you can save it. So pretty neat little tool. So that's auto draw. And the fourth thing I want to show you here is Google Earth is now web-based. In the past, the only way you can use Google Earth was by downloading it, but now they have a web-based version. It is not quite as extensive as the downloaded one you can use. You can still download Google Earth, but it's pretty neat here now. It's web-based. What's great is before we couldn't get Google Earth on our Chromebooks, but now with the web-based version, you can do that. Basically you have your search option. There's something called Voyager, where you get a lot of information about various places when you go. They have these little cards with information. There's I'm feeling lucky, and it kind of takes you to places all around the earth. You can bookmark them, then it becomes my places. And then once you find a location, you can actually share it with someone. But for example, I click here and I type in, let's say Paris, and Paris, France obviously pops up. So I go ahead and click on that, and it goes out and searches it. It takes me right there to Paris. And again, this right here is you have this Voyager, but it has these little nice information cards. So it gives you information about Paris, but there's also points of interest in Paris. So if I click on that, what it does is it starts giving me this little information here, and really what's known as access in Wikipedia. But I can go through these cards, okay, about famous places here in Paris. If I click here, okay, it will actually take me to the Louvre here in Paris. And notice what it is, it actually takes me to a 3D view. So it's got a real nice 3D option right here. If I click on the place mark, okay, basically this card is already showing there. But if you're just searching for a looking general view, you click on that place mark, this card will pop up. And I can go to 2D version if I want by clicking on that. But 3D is kind of cool. There is a street view option, okay, where it is available. So go ahead and check it out. I can zoom in, zoom out. It's web-based, again, not quite as robust as the other, where you can't do, for example, those tours that you can create in the Google Earth you can download on your desktop, but still worth checking out, and I still think a valuable tool. And I've already heard that obviously Google's going to try to add as many tools, many options to the web-based version as they have in the desktop version. Okay, all right. So there are resources there, pretty diverse when it comes down to different subject areas. Hopefully you'll find them of value. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And again, when I send out who the door prize or the winner is for this month, I'll make sure I send out some links to these tools as well as maybe some articles to kind of help you out. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care, and I'll send out our last video next month, and there'll be time to draw for the touchscreen Chromebook as the grand prize. Take care.